Hello everyone, this is David Smith from Game Careers. I'm at Gamescom still in Cologne in Germany. I have with me today an old friend, John Mamais, executive producer at Polish developer CD Projekt. John, please can you introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm John Mamais. Yeah, as you said, I'm the executive producer at CD Projekt RED. That's a company, a studio in fact, based in Warsaw, Poland.
And tell us more about CD Projekt RED.
CD Projekt RED, it's, I started there, personally I started there about 8 months ago, but I've worked with those guys before, and they've been around for about, doing games for about 7 years. They started with Witcher 1 on the Aurora engine originally, and then they released that title, and it was sort of a labor of love and quite critically well received. But probably not so well known internationally. I think the brand sort of got a slow start back then, especially not in the States. I think more in Europe it was adored because they've been making these Witcher games based on these books by this really famous Polish author named Andrzej Sapkowski. It's very mature sort of fantasy novels, and it's got a very interesting lead character named Geralt of Rivia, and he's a Witcher. So the game is effectively built around this, you playing as this character, and it's an RPG. So it's quite got some deep, heavy storytelling and some really interesting and sort of novel combat mechanics.
And as an exec producer, what does an exec producer do at CD Projekt?
Exec producer is effectively studio manager. Not studio manager. I manage the team making the game. But the team is 85 guys. We're all working on one project. So, but what executive producer does is we plan out the whole project. And then we divide up the work between the different teams and different people, and my job is to make sure that everything is being done on time and we're working as efficiently as possible. I take care of all the producers, I manage the QA lead, I'm more or less in charge of recruiting and getting new guys in the studio, and in some cases presenting for the studio and so forth. But also at the studio we have sort of a game director, and the game director sort of takes care of the studio as a sort of creative lead. And I take care of the studio on sort of management and organizational side. That's the way it works.
Fantastic. And how did you come to be working at CD Projekt RED in the first place?
I was working for Atari for a few years. In fact, Atari hired me on Witcher 1 to produce it as an external senior producer. And that's how I met the CD Projekt guys, and then they brought me into the studio sort of about a few years actually after that project. That's how I know those guys.
And why would you say CD Projekt RED is a great place to work?
CD Projekt RED is it's a really cool sort of culture of studio. We have a really awesome sort of studio layout. It's quite big. It's sort of loft style design. And it's really special there. The Polish developers that I've been working with are quite nice, quite open people, and we really don't have any politics in the studio at all. So it's a very relaxed kind of culture, but also very devoted and professional sort of mindset. So it can go on and on, but it's really a big surprise to go and work internally there and feel so welcome and feel so relaxed, just so everybody can just focus on making a great game. That's all.
And I think you're based in Warsaw in Poland. Why would you recommend Warsaw as a place to go and live and work?
Warsaw, I mean, people are probably scared of Warsaw because it's in Eastern Europe, I think, and they probably just aren't familiar with countries there. And I was probably a bit scared too the first time I went. And when I went first in 2007, it did seem a bit kind of Eastern Bloc per se. But now it's basically has a booming economy with a very high growth rate compared to a lot of other European countries. And everybody has very high degrees, very smart. They've got a real sort of interesting culture. I live right next to the University of Warsaw, so there's tons of students where I live. Most of them speak really good English. There's like a cafe culture. There's great pubs and nightclubs if you're into that kind of thing. There's parks everywhere. Next year, Poland is hosting a big European soccer tournament. So they're building this it's kind of like the Olympics for Warsaw. They're building infrastructure all around this new national stadium they just built, and the city is being completely renovated. Apart from that, it's just really cheap there compared to other countries. So, and now in Poland, there's about 200 game developers, from what I last heard. So it's sort of thriving community of game developers. They just produced another company, PCF, which works with Epic. They just did Bulletstorm. There's another game, the Techland is there. Dead Island guys are there. So there's lots of development, sort of vibrant game community, and very interesting sort of capital city in Europe to work in.
Fantastic. And finally, John, what advice would you give a job seeker looking to apply for a job with CD Projekt?
For CD Projekt, we're really trying to push the envelope at the company to make really high-end AAA, top-notch games. So we're looking for really experienced guys that are really talented and experienced and like the kind of game that we're making, and just want to come and work on the next things that we're doing with that kind of attitude, that kind of passion. So.
Fantastic. John Mamais, exec producer at CD Projekt, thank you very much.
Thank you.